All right, welcome guys. Super excited for day number 4. So we are here on day number 4 of the next 30 days where we're going to be doing free 8-figure club coaching and ClickFunnels support. So first off, you might be like, what the heck is 8-figure club coaching? Well, 8-figure club is this award right here. It's for generating over 10 million through a funnel using a platform that I love called ClickFunnels. And I talked about that in the last couple days. I talked about why we're doing this. So guys, the reason why I'm doing this, first of all, thank you for those of you who are back, right? Thank you for showing up, okay? I'm excited to see that you're here. So welcome. I'm excited. I woke up this morning thinking about all of these other amazing things that I wanted to share today. But today, I've got to stay focused. Today, I've got to talk about my first client ever. This was over a decade ago, and I got to talk about how I landed my first high-ticket client. Okay, we're going to talk about what high-ticket means, how I landed my first high-ticket client with the help of my mentor, and when it's time for you to quote-unquote fish for whales, okay? That's what my mentor told me when I first started getting clients. And so I'm going to tell you that story in a minute. So why are we doing this? Well, first off, guys, for any of you who are coming to the party now, we're on day 4, go back and binge watch. Watch day 1, day 2, and day 3. I've dropped, right, some golden nuggets, okay? Some marketing lessons that I've learned over the last decade of marketing online, okay? Day 1, I talked about how I got into marketing online, how I stumbled into it, which I really did. I stumbled into this whole world. And so go back and watch those. They're on Facebook. They're also on YouTube. You can go back and watch and binge watch those and pull out the golden nuggets, okay? But the reason why I'm doing this, and I like to always start off with that, is because I like for you to understand where my heart's coming from. So number 1 is we get hundreds of questions every single week, whether it's through social or whether it's through our websites that we have that we market online, or whether it's on phone calls of people that that my experts have conversations with people. We get questions all the time. And so I figured, you know what, it'd be a great way to go on Facebook Live, share some lessons, and answer some questions live. So if you guys have any questions, drop the questions in the comment section, whether you're here on Facebook with me live or you're on YouTube later. There's a comment section, right? So use it. Like, drop your questions below. Tell me. I want to hear whatever your questions are that's keeping you from being stuck from where you are to getting into the 2 Comma Club, which is generating over $1 million. Okay, $1 million a year in your business. Okay, so how do you crack that 5 figures and 6 figures to get to 7 figures and generate that 2 Comma Club award so that this year or maybe next year you could be walking across the stage at Funnel Hacking Live, right? That's what that award is for. And there's a lot of people that would desire to have that award. And guys, I would love to help you. That's why I'm doing this. I would love to help you knock it out of the park like I do for my clients and partners that I love, and help you to get not only the 2 Comma Club award. The 2 Comma Club award is amazing, but to fly past that and get the distinguished 8-figure club award for generating over 10 million through a single funnel. It'd be my honor and privilege to help you do that. I was blessed to be one of 17 people in the world to get that this year at Funnel Hacking Live, and it's a great honor. And I like to say that it's almost like better than graduating from Liberty University and getting a degree in marketing, because this is like proof that the real, like, the stuff that I do that works, right? And so I love to say that, like, these feel better than even, you know, spending that $150,000 and getting that education that I have, right? And so the other reason is that I'm in a mastermind with Russell Brunson, the founder and owner of ClickFunnels, and I'm in his Inner Circle mastermind that people pay upwards of $50,000 to be in at this time. And he said, Brian, I would like to see you doing more live video. I'd like to see you doing more Facebook Live. I'd like to see you doing more podcasts. I'd like to see you doing more. And so I was like, you know what? That's good. That's good insight. That's good. That's good for me. I needed to hear that. But I needed to prepare what I was going to share with you. I didn't want to just wing it. I wanted to actually prepare so that we could be mindful and I could share lessons that I actually have accumulated over the last more than a decade now of marketing online, creating winning offers, building funnels, right? And building funnels is only one small component of the whole big picture, guys. So don't think that if you just build a funnel, if you just get really good at building a funnel, you're going to be able to print cash on demand, like I like to say. But it's about creating winning offers. If you get really good at making offers, then you can print cash on demand. But you really have to get good at making offers. And so I like to say you're one offer away. You're one offer away from hitting that $1 million a year. You're one offer away from getting to that dream, $10 million a year in your business. And so the other reason is that I'm in, this is the month of November, and so it's the month of Thanksgiving, right? And so this is my way of giving back. This is my way of contributing to you, to the people that I love and serve, to the people that are on my list that will be watching these videos later. And I'm recording this because it's a great month to do that. Every single day, 7 a.m., I'll be here live on Facebook, and we'll be just talking kind of like around the campfire, if you will. And if you just drop a question below, I'll answer those questions either today or we'll answer them in the coming days ahead. Now, I have to mention this before we jump into the $1 million insights and lessons that I've learned from landing my first client and being told that I need to fish for whales. Is we have these free golden tickets. So right now, just a few days ago, we opened the doors to the Profit Factory. This is a really fun campaign. If you haven't seen it, in the description, okay, of this video, just scroll down. You'll see a link. You can go right on over. It'll take you over to the funnel. Okay, it's free, goldenticket.com. On this puppy is loaded our 7-figure expert agency and e-commerce funnels. And so what we put on here is not just funnels, guys. So this is actually our 7-figure expert funnels, emails, and scripts. Okay, it's also our 7- and 8-figure funnels, emails, and scripts for our agency. Okay, so if you run an agency, great. The contents that are on here are going to be massively beneficial for you, especially because this is free. All you gotta do is pay the cost of shipping and it's yours. Okay, and then lastly, there's also our 7-figure e-commerce funnels, scripts, and emails as well. And so if you run an e-commerce business, you sell physical products like these, then that will benefit you as well. On this USB, we have 2 funnels for e-commerce stores. One that's generated and responsible for $3,000 a day in revenue with a back-end recurring continuity, and another funnel that's converting right now at 8% to cold traffic. You've got to see that if you're running an e-commerce store. If you're running an agency, you've got to see these funnels because it'll benefit your clientele. If you're an expert, like an author, speaker, coach, consultant, something like that, you have expertise on the inside of you. You have wisdom. You have results that you've produced not only for yourself, but for others. Or if you're a purpose-driven entrepreneur, you want to make a big difference in the world. You want to contribute knowledge, wisdom, and experience. There's these funnels on here as well that literally clients have paid me over $100,000 for, and you're getting access to it for free. And so make sure you get your free golden ticket. Welcome, welcome. I see a lot of you on right now, so thank you for joining today. Thank you so much for joining me on Sunday. I'm super excited. I can see the feed just piling up with people here. So congratulations and welcome, guys. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm really excited to be talking about this, right? I'm really excited to be talking about this, which is my first client. So let me go back in time a little bit, okay? Let me go back in time. I was at Liberty University working on my master's degree when I got started, okay? If you haven't seen video number 1, after you were done watching this video, go back and start with video 1, okay? But I got in this game of selling other people's stuff for a living. And one of the things that I did right away after I made that first $750 sale is I knew, like, I'm never going to learn all this stuff by watching YouTube videos or like buying course after course after course. I knew, like, I had to find a mentor and a coach who could help me get where I was looking to go. And I've known this from a really young age because when I was 7 years old, I was in karate. And I eventually got my first degree black belt, and then I went on to get my second degree black belt. And never in a million years would I have thought, right, to get my second degree black belt in Taekwondo. Like, that would be ridiculous, right? Like, just by watching YouTube videos, like, that would be ridiculous, right? I knew that if I was going to get my second degree black belt, like, I needed to have a sensei. I needed to have a coach. I needed to have someone that was going to show up every single day, 3 days a week, to my karate class and teach me and guide me. right? And challenge me, right? That's what a good coach should do. A good coach should not only lead you along the way, but should push you out of your comfort zone and challenge you to take your game to the next level. And that's what my mentor did. And what happened was, I was at Liberty University, and a very near and dear friend of mine, Chris, who went to Liberty University as well. He was born and raised in Lynchburg, Virginia. He said, Bryan, there's this amazing machine that is helping a lot of people. Look at these before and afters. The blood, here's the blood before, and here's the blood after, and here's the blood before, and here's the blood after, and here's the blood before. And I'm like, what is this? And he said, it's water. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Water? Like, what do you mean? And he said, it's alkaline water. And at that time, I had no idea what alkaline water was. I had no clue. This was over a decade ago, I remember. Okay, now you can buy alkaline water, or so-called alkaline water, on the shelves of pretty much any grocery store, right? But back then, this was like a foreign thing. So I went to meet his doctor. He had me go into his doctor because the doctor had a machine, and we went to go fill up some gallon water jugs of this water, and I started to drink it. And what fascinated me about it was that when they were talking about what it did in the body and how it transformed the blood to healthy blood cells and what it does in the body. I immediately fell in love. Like, I was immediately, drawn in to learn more. And they said animals, actually, they've done tests on animals and horses, and the animals will drink more of the alkaline water and less of the regular water. I was like, huh, that's interesting. Like, we should just, pay attention to what animals are telling us, because animals are very wise. They don't have judgments, and they don't have belief systems and that they have to bust through, right? And so I was like, man, I need to get my hands on this. And I thought, because I was an affiliate back then, remember? I was an affiliate, and I was so used to like finding something and promoting it and earning, right, that $500 commission. And so I went online and I found some different companies that were selling water ionizers. And I was like, okay, let me find a water ionizer that I can promote. Okay, and I definitely wanted to promote the one that I was actually drinking from, right? Like, so I went to the guy, went online, went on the website, submitted a form, and said, hey, I'd love to promote and sell your water ionizers. Can I do that? Is there a way to make that happen? And so he emails me back. The owner of the company actually emails me back, and he says, well, Bryan, we actually don't have like an affiliate program set up for that, but you can buy it for $1,000 and sell it for $2,000. And I was like, oh, no, I don't do that. I don't buy things like that. I'm going to send you some sales. Some people are going to buy some of your units, and then you're going to cut me a check. Like, what's this buying stuff and having inventory? Like, I'm not going to buy 10 of these things and have $10,000 worth of inventory sitting around to go make 20. That doesn't make any sense. At least it didn't make any sense to me. And I'm sure he chuckled at that. And then he, again, sends me an email back, and he says, Bryan, we don't have that set up. It sounds like a great idea, but I do need some help with my marketing. I do need some help with my advertising. I do need some help with some funnels. I do need some help with dominating the competition of this industry. And so I ended up jumping on the phone with him and finding out more about what he needs. And he said, can you put together a proposal for me? Like, this is what you do, right? I'm like, yeah, this is what I do. Now, mind you guys, at this time, back in 2008, I think it was, 2007, 2008, I didn't even have a client before. Like, all I'd done was promoted and sold other people's stuff, and I got a commission for every sale I made. That was it. I never had a client. So I went to my mentor and I said, dude, I don't know what to do here. Like, there's this company, they're doing really well right now. They're doing like over $1 million a year selling these water ionizers, and they want me to build them some funnels and do some advertising and to dominate the competition and drive more traffic. And he's like, okay, great. Yeah, no worries. We got it. I'll help you, put together a proposal. And then after we're done putting together the proposal, I'll help you even fulfill it. Like, I'll help you take care of the fulfillment. Like, this is what I do. We'll just split it. I was like, okay, that's awesome. Like, so what you're telling me, all I got to do is just do the proposal and then manage the client. He's like, yeah, I don't want to talk to the client. No, I just want to do the fulfillment. I just want to handle the work. And like, you go and you get the business, you manage the relationship, and I'll just fulfill it. I was like, that's a good idea. It's a really good idea. So we'll split it 50-50. He's like, yep, we'll split it 50-50. I was like, that sounds like a good deal to me. So it was about Christmas time, and my mentor came back with my proposal. It was this beautiful, long proposal with, case studies and results that he's produced for other people, and a list of what we were going to do on a month-to-month basis, and some projections of what was going to happen in his business. I mean, it was like a well thought out, well documented proposal, and it was really good. It was really an amazing proposal, and at the first price on it was $4,000 a month. I was like, man, this was, I was in college. I was like, man, $4,000 a month. Like, if I can get a $4,000, even if I'm splitting it 50-50, it's $2,000 a month for me to just do nothing. I have to get the work fulfilled, and I have to provide that relationship management capital, right? I need to build the relationship. I need to provide that relationship. I need to nurture that relationship. That's amazing, right? And mind you, at the time, guys, I had like affiliate income. So it'd be like a big check, and then to go down, and you have to find another product to promote, and you have to sell that. And it was like a lot of this up and down stuff. It wasn't like consistent and steady at that time, okay? I later got into some other affiliate marketing things, and revenue became consistent. That's another story for another day. But it was right around Christmas time, and I was at home with my family, and I remember just being so giddy and so excited about the possibility of like helping this guy, and also getting paid and compensated as like getting my first client. I mean, there's nothing like that first deal or that first client. And last minute, I was about to send the proposal like that day, that afternoon, and on Skype, my mentor sends me a message, and he says, "Hey, Bryan, fish for whales." Fish for whales? Like, what the heck are you talking about? He goes, "Raise the price." I'm like, okay, to what? Raise the price to 10 grand a month. 10 grand a month? Okay, what else do we need to add? Like, do we need to add to the proposal? Like, what else are we gonna do for that? Like, you went from 4 to 10. Like, that's a big jump. Nothing. We're gonna do the exact same thing that we're planning to do. Just fish for whales, make it 10,000. I'm like, that doesn't add up, all right? And he's like, "Listen, Bryan, we're gonna produce results no matter what, and the results that we produce are gonna far exceed $10,000 a month. So, just trust me, make it $10,000 a month." And I'm like, okay, fine. And like, but deep down, I was nervous as heck. I mean, I remember sweating. I remember my heart pumping. I remember being like, I felt like I really needed that deal. I really wanted to close that deal. Like, I wanted to be successful. I think more than anything else, I just wanted to be successful in being able to produce a client, even beyond the money, like thinking back now. But I remember talking to my dad, and my dad gave me this great advice. He said, "Bryan, what's the worst thing that they can say? They can say no, or the best thing they can say is yes, right? So the worst that they can say is no, and you can maybe negotiate. But if you don't even say yeah, if you don't even give the opportunity to say no and negotiate, well, you'll never know. So send it and just let it go, pray about it, and let's see what happens." And this was around Christmas time. So I sent the email out that morning. I was extremely nervous. My hands were sweating. My heart was pumping. I was nervous. And I sent it off. About 10 minutes later, I get a message back from the client. He says, "Bryan, we need to talk." I'm like, is this good or is this bad, right? So we get on the phone. He says, "Bryan, I love your proposal." And I'm like, "Oh, you love my proposal? That's great." He's like, "But it's a little too pricey. If you can make it 8,000 a month," okay, so from 10 to 8. "If you can make it 8,000 a month, I'll do that. I can do that, but I just can't. 10 is a little bit too high." I was like, okay, let me tell you what. Let me talk to my mentor, my business partner, because that's how he was positioned. Let me contact my mentor, and let's see if we can make that work, right? Of course, I knew we could make it work, but I hung up the phone, contacted my mentor. My mentor was like, "Yep, we can do it at that rate. That's totally fine." Now, for him, you got to think about it. He went from 4, right, to 8. So we doubled the revenue every single month, and so that was amazing. That was the first client that I ever did. Now, the better part of the story is that we went on to producing over $2 million in extra business for him, and helped him to dominate the competition, to the point where he is now the dominant leader in his market over a decade ago. So we helped him generate over $2 million and add that to his bottom line just that one year. How many of you guys would like to know what we did for that, right? I'm going to tell you in a minute. I'm going to tell you part of our strategy and what we did for that client and how we helped him absolutely crush it in his competition and position him as the thought leader. Okay, it goes back to everything I've been talking about the last couple of days, right? Combining products and services with thought leadership, products and services with expertise, products and services with wisdom. I just want you to get familiar with this word of thought leadership. And I would encourage you to become more familiar with that word, thought leader. I'm a thought leader. How does a thought leader think? How does a thought leader behave? What does a thought leader do day in and day out? How does a thought leader, go to bed at night, right? Like, so start thinking about that. The thing that I would encourage you to do, which I've been encouraged by one of my mentors, is to put a reminder in your phone, right? I'm a thought leader, right? Okay, whatever it is, I'm a world-class coach, whatever that is for you. That's one of the things that I've learned from Bryan Burchard, being part of his certified high-performance coaching process and program, which is absolutely phenomenal. If you're into high performance, if you're into being at the top of your game, taking your life and business to the next level, I really encourage taking a look at that because I know that it's transformed my life and the way in which I'm able to coach and bring value to my team, and also bring value to the people that I serve, my clients, my partners that I serve. Okay, so there's a few things here that I want to leave you with. Well, first off, I want to tell you about what we did, because what we did was really exciting. So what we did, and guys, if you have any questions, drop them into the comment section below. Welcome to everyone who's with us today. Thank you, thank you. I'm excited that you're here. Again, I'm going to take a little brief moment to mention that we have these free golden tickets, and if you haven't claimed a free golden ticket, go to freegoldenticket.com or click the link in the description. I've loaded up our 7-figure expert funnels, emails, and scripts. Okay, so now you're not only just going to get funnels, you're going to get emails and scripts that we've been paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for. If you're an author, expert, speaker, or coach, these funnels, emails, and scripts will be relevant to you. If you're an agency, okay, I've also loaded our 7- and 8-figure agency funnels. The funnels responsible for getting us into the 8-figure club and generating over $10 million in business. Those funnels, emails, and scripts are on this golden ticket USB as well. And our 7-figure e-commerce funnels, emails, and scripts are loaded on this drive as well. So if you own an e-commerce store, you sell physical products, those will be on this drive for you as well. And we have 5 of these. I didn't mention this before. I totally skipped over it. I got too excited about the topic today. This free golden ticket, there's 5 of these golden tickets. What this means is that, number one, it's worth $15,000. If you get this in your package, you get an opportunity to spend an entire day with my team and I here in beautiful La Jolla, California, in San Diego, California, beautiful place, and our offices are here in La Jolla. So you'll be flying into La Jolla and spending an entire day mapping out your business from the beginning to the end. This is what we do with our private one-on-one clients. They come into San Diego, we spend an entire day together syncing up, learning about you learning about us, and then creating the roadmap for the fastest path for you to hit $1 million and then $10 million in business. Okay, so enter to win. Okay, everybody will get access to the funnels, the emails, and the scripts. Only 5 winners will have an opportunity to spend an entire day with me and my team for free. Okay, $15,000 value, and there'll be one lucky winner. Well, I'll build out your entire everlasting funnel, or my team and I actually will build out your entire everlasting funnel for your business that can allow you to generate leads and produce sales and create raving fans 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, and you can turn it on and you can turn it off at any time that you want, and it'll be very custom and specific for your business. All right, so let's get back to the story here for a second. So what I love about this next part of the story is we got to work right away with that client. Okay, and one of the things that we did was we created a separate company and we created a review site. Okay, now being an affiliate, I was used to doing this. This is what I used to do in the beginning days. I used to review products and add bonuses to people who bought those products through me. So one of the things we did is we created a review in his industry. And we made it completely separate, like a consumer review. We separated it out so that the consumer review was over here, okay, and then his main brand was over here. So they look like 2 completely different entities, and it was an unbiased review. okay, with like live demonstration, okay, with a full on, like, I don't know if you're familiar with Consumer Reports, but we kind of modeled after Consumer Reports and did like live demonstrations and testing different machines, and it was really a lot of fun. But that literally, we advertised that on pay-per-click. So every time someone was searching for a water ionizer or searching for a keyword that was related to the competitors, they would see our ad twice. We took up 2 spots because one was for the company that was more of the consumer review, and the other one was for the company that was selling the product, right? So talk about like a ninja little tactic, or ninja little strategy, right? Like if you want to dominate the competition, you need to dominate the people who are searching for what it is that you sell. And so that was an idea that we did that absolutely killed it. And he still is literally printing cash. I mean, he's made tens of millions of dollars by using that consumer review at this point. And it's super exciting to see now, because I was involved in that from the very beginning. So super cool. Okay, now think about how you can use that and put that to play in your business, right? Like, can you create like a third-party position review site where you're reviewing your competitors, right? I've done this successfully for other services that I've sold in the past as well. One in particular that went from 0 to $70,000 a month in recurring commissions in 3 months, because I wrote reviews on my service compared to the competitor's services, and I happen to have a better service, so it was easy to stack my service up against the competitors and dominate that conversation, right? And that's how we were able to do that. I'll get into more details about that story later, because there's a whole story and strategy behind it. But guys, real quick on the lessons here. Number one, like, when is it appropriate to fish for whales? Okay, and what does fishing for whales look like for you? Well, for me, it looked like charging more. In my story, like charging what I was worth, right? Like my mentor saw the amount of effort that he was putting in, and at the end of the day, he wanted to get paid more for that, because 50% of 4,000 is 2, but 50% of 8 is 4, right? And so he wanted to get paid more for what he was providing. And so it was a great opportunity for him to teach me this lesson of fishing for whales, right? Like, stop fishing for minnows, start fishing for whales. And it was a really good lesson for me about trusting the process, leaning on a mentor or a coach that's going to probably challenge you to get a little bit out of your comfort zone. Like, I was definitely out of my comfort zone in that moment when I had to like take that leap of faith. I mean, to me, it was a leap of faith looking back, it was a leap of faith to make a $10,000 proposal when you never had done any work for anyone else before except for yourself, right? And I was really leveraging the results that he had produced for other people. So if you're gonna fish for whales, I would recommend that, number one, you've got to produce results, right? Like, you can't fish for whales if you can't produce results, right? Like, if you're confident in your ability to produce results, then you can fish for whales. But if you're not, then what you need to do is you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to either you need to go produce results for yourself. That's number one. Or you need to find somebody like a mentor or a coach who's produced results in their business, and then you need to go and have them help you land business. You need to have them help you get clients and charge what they're worth. So associate your worth with their worth, and then you can fish for whales, right? I would have never landed that $96,000 client if it wasn't for the help of my mentor and being able to leverage his success. Like, it wouldn't have happened because I didn't have the results for myself to back up, right? The results that client wanted for his business. So it's really important. Fish for whales when you've either produced results for yourself that are noteworthy and you can duplicate it. You have a process for duplicating those results. Or find mentors that have produced similar results to the results that your clients are needing and are wanting, and they're desiring those results. Then you can fish for whales. Then you can make proposals that are $10,000 a month or $96,000 a year or whatever it might be that relates to your business and what you sell, okay? So I hope you're able to get some wisdom from that. If you have any questions, drop a question below in the comment section. I can't wait to answer any of your questions. And thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited to see all of you here. And if you haven't watched day 1, 2, or 3, go back and binge watch those. There's some nuggets of wisdom in there as well. All right. Now, in the beginning of today, I talked about how we get hundreds of questions every single day about ClickFunnels, about funnel building, about marketing, advertising. How do I launch this funnel? How do I launch that funnel? Branding and copywriting. We get questions all the time about these topics of, Bryan, how do I get a 2-comma club? Bryan, how do I get into the 8-figure club? Bryan, how do I generate over $1 million a year? We get all these questions, right? So it's time to do some Q&A. So let me go like that. And if you're wondering what this is behind me, it's called a Jamboard. It's by Google. I love it. It's amazing. Now, when to not charge high ticket, okay? So these are some questions that come up around this conversation of fishing for whales, okay? So number 1 is when to not charge for high ticket. When should you not charge for high ticket, okay? Well, first of all, you've got to align the results with what you charge, okay? That's what we do. Okay, so clients pay us $100,000, $150,000, $250,000 in some cases to help them to launch and scale their businesses, right? Well, the only way they're going to be able to justify that investment is if the result on the other side has a 10x factor, right? And I would never feel comfortable, or you're confident in that matter, of making a $100,000, $150,000, or $250,000 proposal if it wasn't for the results that I know are possible, okay? So when do you know it's right, okay? When to not charge? Well, when your results, okay, you're not going to charge $100,000 if the result you're going to produce is 10. Doesn't make sense. You should charge 1 if you're going to make someone $10,000, right? But if you can produce, say, $10,000 a month, okay, well, it's fair to charge $1,000 a month if you're going to produce $10,000 a month. Personally, I believe in getting compensated 10% of what I produce. Like, that's fair and reasonable. 10%, right? Like, if I help you produce $1 million in the next 12 months, $100,000 is reasonable, right? Think about it. Would you trade $100,000 for $1 million? I know I would. I know I would, right? Shoot. I would trade $1 million for $10 million all day, every day, right? Here's $1 million, give me 10. Here's $1 million, give me 10. Shoot, I'll take $1 million for 2, right? Like, that's the nature of business. That's the way our brain should be thinking. So when you should not charge for high ticket is when you either haven't produced results for yourself or clients, or if you don't have someone else to help you and be able to leverage their results. Like, I was able to leverage my mentor's results, and I was able to back it up with a service that was able to go on and to produce results for that company, right? So you've got to have the results there. The results have to be there. So if you don't have them, go get them, okay? What's next? When to increase prices to high ticket? It's another great question. Like, when should you increase prices? For me, it was like my mentor knew the value of the service and the results that it would produce. So he said, double it. It was more than double it, right? 4 to 10, right? So when should you raise your prices? Well, you should look at the market's prices, right? What are other people charging for similar services or similar products? Okay, you want to be kind of around that price range, okay? Unless you're a unicorn. Now, if you're a unicorn and you produced game-changing results, right? Like, we just helped one of our partners literally go from being in the hole $125,000 to going to launching their business and making over $1.44 million in less than 90 days, right? Okay, so exchanging $100,000 or $150,000 for $1.5 million, it's a no-brainer, right? Like, again, like anyone with a brain would say yes to that. So when you can increase your prices, you could increase them right now. Sometimes they won't matter, okay? especially if you're an agency and you're running a service-based business. Now, if you're selling products, you have an e-commerce store, you've got to be mindful of what your competitors are selling their products for, right? If you're an expert and thought leader, you can raise your prices probably right now. You're probably not charging enough. Okay, that's my experience. All of the experts, authors, speakers, coaches that I've seen, whether it be in the masterminds that I'm in or people that walk through our doors, generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, you're not charging enough for what you do. But it's really important that you have your systems and processes dialed in so you can go and produce the same results or greater for them, right? Okay, so don't just increase your prices for your sake and for your pocket or for your bank account. Increase your prices to adjust to the results that you're going to produce. And really think about it before you take on a new partner or a new client, whether you're an expert or an agency. Think about what are the results and are you committed to those results, right? Like I never take on a client or partner unless I'm committed to producing those results in their business. And that's why we only take on a handful of clients every single year, is because I'm invested in their success, right? Just as much as they are, right? Like I'm determined and passionate about producing, and that's how you should think. Okay, guys? How to sell services without doing fulfillment. So I got this question yesterday on the Facebook Live, and someone had watched a webinar that I've done about how to sell funnels without ever building a funnel yourself. And so this question goes out to you. And that question is going to be answered this way. So to sell services without doing fulfillment. If you can find a mentor or a company that can go and produce the fulfillment, right, then you can go and sell the services, okay? But you have to find companies and people that can produce the results for your clients so that you can just focus on lead generation and selling, okay? But it's really important that you have people lined up that can go and produce the results on the back end, because fulfillment is a very different story than lead generation, marketing, advertising, and getting new business. It's a completely different animal. Like, it's the difference between cats and dogs. It's just a completely different animal. Over here, you know, you've got fulfillment, you've got, you know, account management, you've got computer work, you've got all kinds of other stuff on the side of fulfillment that are completely different roles as sales, as completely different roles as marketing. So what you need here is how to sell services without doing fulfillment. What you need is you need to find people and companies that can rocket fulfillment, right, while you go out and you sell. Okay, so I hope that answers your questions. All right, guys, I'll go back here. So thank you for joining me today, day 4 of 30. This is 8-Figure Club Coaching, because we're one of 17 people in the world to receive this 8-Figure Club award for generating over 10 million through a single funnel. Okay, so I'm bringing my wisdom, my lessons that I've learned over the last decade of doing this, and I've personally built over 1,650 funnels, personally, by hand, myself, right? And so I'm bringing those lessons, those insights, that wisdom, I'm bringing that to you over the next 30 days, and I'm excited to be doing it. So if you guys have any questions that you'd love for me to answer over the next 30 days, please send me a message, send me an email, or better yet, drop a comment below here in this Facebook video, or if you're on YouTube watching this later, you can comment below as well. It's an honor and privilege. Thank you for showing up today. And remember, guys, get your free golden ticket. Get your free golden ticket. They are selling out like hotcakes. We only have 500 copies available, and once they're gone forever. So grab your free golden ticket while we still have them available and we're still giving them away. And there's going to be 5 lucky winners who get to spend an entire day with my team and I here in beautiful La Jolla, California, San Diego. And we get to map out your entire business from the beginning to the end, your offers, your value ladder. There's a lot of fun stuff that we do. You can check out funnelday.com if you're interested in learning about that day, because we have testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial about people who love their experience of spending one dedicated day focused on just your business. Imagine that. Imagine an expert and a team of experts hyper-focused on just your business and how to make it generate $1 million a year, and then generate $10 million and more. So guys, thank you again for joining me today. I'm excited to see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. sharp Pacific Standard Time. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you enjoy this beautiful Sunday and rest up. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.